Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Deku had the strength of the ancients part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story, 𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗲 from fanfiction. So let's start the video. The origins. Paradise Lost Punch. It was the cry that was heard one night in Japan. A creature resembling the famous Trojan horse had been attacked, so strong that the poor creature had been destroyed and turned into a data explosion. Is that all you got? It seems that the famous 10 legendary warriors are a joke, said an evil creature. Said creature takes the appearance of a blue-eyed blonde-haired man wearing a white bodysuit and a black overcoat. It has 10 wings on its back, 2 on its head, and 2 at its neck. Its left wings are demonic, featuring black, leathery wings, while its right side has white, feathery, angelic wings save for the wing at its neck, which is dyed black. That was 𝗬𝗵𝗲 Chaos Mode, an evil Digimon, who only wishes to destroy. He was currently in the human world. He wants to destroy it, but there were a few complications. The 10 legendary warriors followed him to this world and want to stop him. Currently, he has managed to destroy 4 of the 10. He is too strong, said one of the remaining warriors. This warrior is a winged woman wielding a rapier. She is Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗓. Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗓, what are we gonna do? She asks to her leader, Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗓. He is a 4-legged, fire-winged dragon. The mention was silent for a few seconds. I don't know. He just destroyed Ancient 𝗵𝗲𝗻, Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏, Ancient 𝗵𝗏𝗏, and now Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏. After saying this, the rest of their companions landed next to them. Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗏𝗻, a bipedal white wolf warrior who wields 2 swords. Ancient 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏, a chimeric Digimon whose upper body is a humanoid rhinoceros beetle covered in a blue and yellow armor-like exoskeleton with spikes on its shoulders and large forks at the end of its arms. Its lower body is a red stag beetle with 6 eyes. It has 6 legs with black thighs. Ancient 𝗵𝗲𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗏, a bovine Digimon with white fur that resembles the extinct animal 𝗬𝗫𝗻𝗃. And lastly, Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻, a Digimon of black color and golden wings that resembles the Egyptian sphinxes. We have attacked him with everything, but even so it is not enough. But we can't give up, we have to keep fighting. After these words, the 6 warriors attacked 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Gaia Tornado. Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said while creating a tornado and using it to attack 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Sadly, the enemy easily destroyed the tornado, and with another Paradise Lost Punch managed to knock down Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Sharp Claymore, said Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗏𝗏 while attacking with his swords. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 easily dodged the attack and using his Grand Cross attack fired 10 spheres of light against Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗏𝗏 and knocked him down. Terra Blaster. Ancient 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏 attacks with a super electrical discharge, but that wasn't enough to defeat 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. Quickly recovering, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 used another Grand Cross to knock down Ancient 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏. Rainbow Symphony. Ancient 𝗬𝗪𝗏𝗏 uses her rapier to play a symphony of superfused lasers that shine with the colors of the rainbow, but is quickly knocked down by another Paradise Lost Punch from 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. Great Snowplow. Ancient 𝗵𝗲𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏 charged with his horns against 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, but the evil Digimon stopped him and used another Grand Cross to knock him down. Dark Blast. Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏 fires a laser beam alongside a roar. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 avoids the attack and uses another Grand Cross to attack his enemy. Luckily, Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏 managed to resist the attack. Seeing the situation and his friends on the ground, Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏 made a difficult decision. My friends, lend me your powers so I can defeat this monster. In that, Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏 began to absorb part of his friend's powers. Seeing this, the rest of the warriors began to attack 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 to distract him while his partner absorbed the power. All but one. Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 was watching Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏. What are you doing? What it takes to end this? It's too much power, you won't survive. Let me do it, I am the leader, I am the one who must sacrifice. No. Without your leadership, the rest are in danger. Please, old friend, let me do it. Very well. After this, Ancient 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 joined the battle. Back off, he told to his friends. Omega Burst. He then induces a super detonation over 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Ancient 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗏𝗏𝗏 now. After the announcement, The rest of the warriors fall back to a safe distance for their partner to attack. 𝗏𝗏. He attacks with the ultimate annihilation technique, which completely envelopes 𝗬𝗵𝗲 in the darkness of death. No. This is impossible. No. After this scream, 𝗬𝗵𝗲 disappears in a data explosion. After the attack, Ancient 𝗬𝗵𝗲 falls to the ground. His companions gather around him. Sorry folks, but I think that's as far as I'm going. Good fight though. After these words, Ancient 𝗬𝗵𝗲 disappears in a data explosion. Goodbye, old friend, said Ancient 𝗓𝗏𝗻. Now what should we do? Without a doubt, humans will now know of our existence, asked Ancient 𝗓𝗏𝗻. Our worlds have never been connected like they are now. We decided never to get involved with humans, but now thanks to 𝗬𝗵𝗲 they know of our existence, said Ancient 𝗵𝗏𝗻. Not if we can help it, said Ancient 𝗓𝗏𝗻. Yggdrasil never wanted this to happen. If we use our powers, we may be able to repair the damage done from this fight as well as erase the memories of all humans and any traces we have left. So, everything will return to normal. Are you sure it will work? Asked Ancient 𝗏𝗂𝗵𝗻. We have no other choice. We have nothing to lose by trying. After this, the 5 surviving warriors gathered in a circle and using their powers began to repair the damage and erase the memories of all humans. At the end of this process, the 5 warriors returned to the digital world without leaving a trace of their existence. Or at least that's what they thought. Qingqing City, China. A few months later, a worried nurse came out of the nursery and addressed a man. Sir? Excuse me. We have a problem. What's going on? Is my son okay? He's healthy, but that's not the problem. Your son is shining. Japan. Aldera Junior High. A lot of years later. Well, all of you are already third-year students. It is time for you to start thinking seriously about your future. The teacher told his students. Normally I would give them a career guidance questionnaire. But the truth is that all of you want to become heroes, right? The teacher said as he threw the papers on the ground. When he said this, all the students began to show their quirks. Except for 2. Teacher, don't include me with these extras, said a blonde guy. Katsuki Bakugo. I'm going to enter the UA. Right. Bakugo wishes to enter the UA, said the teacher. That's right, I'm the only one who can enter the UA. I will surpass All Might and become the best hero, Bakugo said. Now that you mention it, Midoriya also wants to enter the UA. After hearing what the teacher said, everyone started laughing. Midoriya? You can't get into UA just for studying hard. You. A furious Bakugo yelled as he blew up the green-haired boy's seat. The green-haired man fell to the ground in fright. This guy is our protagonist. Izuku Midoriya, a normal boy like any other. However, there is something that differentiates him from the others. He is part of the 20% of the population that does not have a quirk. Due to his condition, he was always bullied by others, especially for his dream. He wants to become a hero who saves everyone with a smile. Who do you think you are, Deku? You are quirkless trash. Do you think you are better than others? Asked Bakugo in a threatening tone. Oh, of course not. Only it's been my dream since I was little, and besides, if I don't try, I'll never know. Try? Do you think it's a game? Tell me, Deku, what do you think you can do? Izuku didn't answer anything. After this, the rest of the classes passed without any other incident. Classes were over and Izuku was saving his things, but when he was about to grab his notebook, Katsuki took the notebook from his hands. Our conversation is not over, Deku. What's this? Hero analysis? Are you kidding, Deku? Said Katsuki. Stop. Return it, said Izuku. However, Bakugo blew up the notebook and then threw it out the window. I will be the first and only one from this mediocre school to enter the UA, Katsuki said, so that with his still steaming palm, he grabbed Izuku's shoulder. So just in case you won't take the entrance exam. Haha. As expected, he doesn't dare to answer, said one of those who accompanied Bakugo. By the way, Deku, if you want to become a hero so much, there is a way to achieve it, said Bakugo, calling Izuku's attention. Throw yourself off the roof and pray that in your next life you'll be born with a quirk. After this, Bakugo left, leaving a sad Izuku behind. Izuku was on his way home. He was crossing under a bridge. Fool! If I really jumped off the roof, it would be suicide. I won't let those comments stop me. I will become a hero, thought Izuku. You all heard me. I will become a hero no matter what. He yelled at no one in particular. A medium-sized costume, said a voice behind him. Turning around, he saw a guy made of sludge. Without being able to react, the guy trapped him. Don't worry, boy. I will only take over your body. Luckily, I was able to avoid that guy, but just in case, it will only be 45 seconds and it will all be over. I can't breathe. My body has no strength. I'm going to die. So, this is my end. A small tear was the last thing that came out of Izuku's eyes before losing consciousness. Unknown place. Izuku opens his eyes. The pain had disappeared. However, it was nowhere that he recognized. The place was strange. It was a place surrounded by what seemed to be digital data. Columns and rows of data floated around Izuku. Where am I? Izuku Midoriya. Izuku quickly turns to the direction of the voice to see a kind of giant red dragon. It had 4 legs and wings of fire. This obviously made Izuku almost pee on himself. What? You can rest easy, boy. I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, I have been watching you these last years and I have chosen you to carry my power. These words confused Izuku more. However, something inside him made him feel safe despite the creature in front of him. What do you mean? What are you exactly? Forgive my rudeness. I am 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗏. I am a digital monster, or Digimon for short. Digital monster? That's right, as the name indicates, I am a creature made of data. However, I am just as alive as you. We Digimon live in a different world from yours. Right now, you are somewhere between both worlds. Let me see if I understand. You are a creature made of data that comes from another world. Exactly. And what do you mean by giving me your power? You'll see. In my world, when I was still alive, I was the same as what you aspire to be, a hero. Together with my colleagues and friends, we are known as the 10 legendary warriors. Although there are none of us left alive. Since my death, I was interested in your world and seeing you and everything you've been through. It amazes me that you still have a determination as ardent as fire. That's why I want to help you in your dream. I don't understand, but if everything you say is true, I still don't understand how I can have your power. Suddenly, a device appeared in front of Izuku. The device was the size of a cell phone. It was red with a black handle on its right side, 2 white buttons on the bottom, and a small screen surrounded by an orange circle. This is a Digimon scanner, or D-scan. With this, you can use my powers and be able to digivolve. Digivolve? That's right, when I use my powers, your physical appearance will change to be that of one of my descendants, a Gunamon. Does that mean my appearance will change forever? No, when you want, or when the digital energy of the D-scan is finished, you will return to your human appearance. I see. Wait, what's going on with my body? Am I no longer in my world? No, your body is still in the same place. I transported your consciousness to this place, but don't worry, while you are here, time in your world will be stopped so you won't die. That's a relief. Now that I've explained everything to you, what do you say, Izuku Midoriya? Do you accept my powers to use them for good? Yes, this is my chance to finally fulfill my dream. Thank you very much, 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗏, Izuku said to then take the D-scan. However, nothing happened. Nothing happened. I see. Your body isn't ready to house a Gunamon's full power. In this case, I will allow you to acquire the form of Flamemon, a version before a Gunamon. It is weaker, but for now it will work. You must train both your body and mind to unlock the true power of a Gunamon. I'll do it, sir. After this, the D-scan started to glow, and a few seconds later Izuku disappeared. Good luck, Izuku Midoriya. Real world. The sludge guy was about to take Izuku's body, but suddenly Izuku's body started to heat up. A few moments later, the sludge guy was roughly thrown away from Izuku. Suddenly, Izuku began to be surrounded by what seemed to be data. A few seconds later, the data disappeared, and instead of Izuku, there was a strange creature. The creature took the appearance of a humanoid-like monkey with large spiked red hair, cut-off horns, and elf-like ears that had 2 gold hoops with green eyes, as well as 2 marks beneath its eyes. It had dark skin with a white marking on the left side, circling its left pectoral muscle, a bushy flame-like tail, and 3 toes with red nails. It wore ankle-length red pants with a belt that went around its sides and a large silver buckle with the symbol for fire on it. It had also red gauntlets that had a large silver ending, red rings around the ankles, and red shoulder pads. That was 𝗵𝗲𝗄. "What did you do?" asked the sludge guy. "I don't know, but I like it," said Izuku while looking at himself. "Doesn't matter. I will take over your body," the villain said while charging against Izuku. However, thanks to Digivolition, Izuku's reflexes have improved, and he easily manages to dodge the villain. Quickly standing in front of him, Izuku released a strong aura of fire. This attack was so strong that he managed to defeat the villain in a single attack. That was quick. This power is awesome. After this, Izuku put the villain inside a bottle that he found lying around. When he thought what to do with the villain, someone appeared. "Have no fear, because I'm here." It was All Might. Clearly, Izuku reacts like a normal person. Going crazy. All Might. His surprise was so great that it made him return to his human form. "That's an interesting quirk you got there, young one. Excuse me, but have you seen a villain made of sludge around here?" "You mean this guy?" Izuku said, showing the bottle with the villain inside. "Excuse me for using my quirk without permission, but it was to defend myself," he said as he handed over the bottle. "Don't worry, young man. I totally get it, so this time I'll let it slide. Moreover, a reward for your service," All Might said as he handed Izuku his notebook, with his autograph on it. "You signed it. Thank you so much." "No need, young. Thank you very much for your help. Now I must deliver this villain to the authorities. Keep it up and you will become a great hero someday." These words surprised Izuku. All Might said that he could become a hero. "Thank you so much. That means a lot to me." All Might just smiled and jumped away. "I thought this would be the worst day of my life, but it turned out to be the best," Izuku thought before running home. "I can't believe that everything that happened to me was real. I must listen to Ancient Greymon and train in order to unlock the true power of my 𝗧𝗏, he thought as he looked at the 𝗧𝗏 in his right hand. Midoriya household. "Mom, I'm home," Izuku said while entering his home. "Something cool happened to me today," he said in an excited tone. "Izuku?" 𝗏𝗄 Midoriya asked. It had been a long time since 𝗏𝗄 had seen her son so happy. The last time was before he was diagnosed as quirkless. This brought a smile to 𝗏𝗄. "And what happened to you?" "Actually, 2 things happened to me," he said while pulling something out of his bag. "The first is that I met All Might," he said as he showed All Might's autograph to his mother. This of course left 𝗏𝗄 speechless. Without letting his mother answer, Izuku continued. "The second is that I have a quirk." This of course confused 𝗏𝗄. "Izuku, I think you're imagining things. I can believe the All Might thing because of the autograph, but the quirk thing is impossible. After all, the doctor said it." "No, I have a quirk. Please let me show you." "Very well. Show me," said a skeptical 𝗏𝗄. Quickly Izuku took out his 𝗧𝗏 from his backpack. Extending his left hand, a wheel of data began to surround said hand. Once the 𝗧𝗏 made contact with the data began to surround Izuku, and a few seconds later they disappeared, but instead of Izuku, 𝗵𝗲𝗄 appeared. "You see? I have a quirk," said an excited Izuku. "Izuku, that's incredible," said a happy 𝗏𝗄. "Now I can become a hero," Izuku said as he returned to his human form. "Of course you can," said 𝗏𝗄, hugging his son. Izuku gladly returned the hug. 2 days later, Dagobah Municipal Beach. Ancient Greymon said that I have to train in order to use the true power of the 𝗧𝗏, Izuku thought before turning to see all the trash on the beach. "Perfect. My goal will be to clean this entire beach before the UA entrance exam. With this I will not only train but also help the community," he thought before starting to collect the garbage from the place. And that's how Izuku's 10 months of training began. This training was not only limited to cleaning the beach. He also went on a muscle-building diet in addition to training whenever he could. When he had time, Izuku also trained with his 𝗵𝗲𝗄 form, discovering several special attacks. Apparently, the attacks are imprinted in the Digimon's digital memory. Thanks to this, Izuku didn't have much difficulty mastering them. Even the techniques came with their own names. The first was the one he used to beat the sludge villain. For some reason that technique was called Baby Salamander. The next technique is to simply attack with his tail wrapped in fire. That technique was named Flame Tail. The next attack was to charge at the opponent while Flamemon was engulfed in fire. It's called Noble Heart. Lastly, it was being able to throw a simple but effective fireball. It's called Flame Toss. And so, in the blink of an eye, the 10 months of training was over. 24 hours left for the entrance exam. Luckily, I managed to finish cleaning everything with a day to spare to rest. I wonder what the exam will be about. Of course, there will be a theoretical part, and most likely there will also be a practice. I hope the practice is not so difficult. Although I shouldn't worry, with Flamemon it should be enough to pass. He started muttering. Kid. 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 A scream brought Izuku out of his thoughts. When he saw the one who had yelled at him, he was surprised to see a rather weak-looking man. The person is a very skinny man with sharp, angular features and long limbs, his neck long and his eyebrows absent. He possesses a large scar that covers most of the left side of his chest, and it is not uncommon for him to spout blood from his mouth when excited or surprised. What are you doing on top of the garbage? The man asked. Oh, I think I got lost in my thoughts. I just finished cleaning the beach, Izuku said as he climbed down from the trash pile. You were the one who cleaned the beach? Asked the man. Yes, in part it was to be able to train for the UA entrance exam. On the other hand, it was also to help the community, Izuku said as he put his shirt back on. I see. You did a good deed, boy. Thanks, Yagi. Toshinori Yagi. Nice to meet you, Yagi-san. If you'll excuse me, I have to go home to rest. After saying this, Izuku leaves to his house. 10 months ago, this place was a mess. That boy cleaned all that in just 10 months. Awesome. The man thought and then gave a big smile. He could be a good candidate. Not the only one. Izuku was standing in front of the H-shaped building, the main building of the UA. I can't believe I'm here at UA, where some of the top hero graduated, Best Genius, the 8x Beast Genius Award winner, Endeavor the hero with the record of most solved cases, and, of course, All Might the #1 hero of Japan. 4 great heroes, graduation from UA High School is certainly a requirement, Izuku said as he watched the entrance of the UA. What the hell are you doing here, Deku? An angry 𝗵𝗃𝗄 yelled at Izuku from behind. I told you not to come. Kaken. I know, but I really want to become a hero. 𝗧𝗪, whatever. I wanted to prevent you from making a fool of yourself, but anyway. In any case, we know that you will not pass, said 𝗵𝗃𝗄 before leaving Izuku. That's where you're wrong, Kaken, Izuku thought as he looked at his D-scan. Without wasting any more time, Izuku also entered the building. Once the written exam was over, a man entered the room. Welcome to my live performance of today. The guy screamed. The guy in question was a blonde man, which Izuku recognized. Everybody, say 𝐒𝐻𝐢. Nobody said anything. Looks like we have a tough crowd this year. Now I will briefly explain what the practical test consists of. Are you ready? More silence. Incredible. It's the voice hero, Present Mic. I hear him every week on the radio. This is incredible. All the teachers at UA are pro heroes. Izuku was muttering again. Shut up. Right, Kaken was right beside him. These are the important points of the entrance exam. For 10 minutes, we will carry out an exercise in a simulated urban area. You can bring whatever you want with you. After this presentation, each of you will go to the area for the exercise that has been assigned to you. After this explanation, the different areas were showed in the screen. Will they let classmates from the same school collaborate with each other? Asked 𝗵𝗃𝗄 to himself. Although the registration numbers are consecutive, sure the assigned area will be different, right? Izuku replied. Then I won't be able to crush you, said 𝗵𝗃𝗄. 3 types of potential enemies will be in large numbers in the exercise area. Each one has a set score depending on the degree of difficulty. The 3 kinds of enemies were shown in the screen, 1, 2, and 3 points. Each one of you must immobilize potential enemies using your quirks. Your goal will be to earn the most points. Of course, anti-heroic behaviors, such as attacking other people, are prohibited. Present Mic finished. Excuse me. I have a question, said a tall guy with short dark blue hair. On the sheet, you mentioned 4 types of villains. If it is a mistake, it would be a shame for the UA. We applicants want teaching to be heroes who will become role models, and that is why we are sitting in this place, he said in a high tone. Also you, the boy with the curly hair, he said, pointing at Izuku. And me? You've been muttering for a long time. That is very distracting. If you only plan to come to play, I ask you to get out of here immediately. Sorry. Okay, President Mike said, breaking the tension. Applicant number 7111. Thank you for your good observation. The 4th type of villain scores 0 points. Try to avoid it at all costs. I see, thank you very much, said the guy with a bow. That's all for me. What the hero Napoleon Bonaparte ever said. A true hero is one who overcomes all the misfortunes of life. Go beyond. Plus ultra. After this, everyone went to their respective assigned areas. Battle Center B. It's so big, said Izuku in awe. It's like a city. In an Area A, how many villains can there be? Said a random applicant. Why does everyone seem so confident? Aren't they nervous? They must be very confident with their quirks. Unknowingly, Izuku started muttering again. Suddenly, a hand touched his shoulder. He turned to see the same guy who called him in the writing test. You are muttering again. What are you trying to do? Are you taking the test to obstruct others? The scary guy scolded him. Everyone that was watching this interaction started muttering with each other. It's the guy who was muttering at the test. That guy scolds him and he cowers in fear. At least we have one less rival. They seem to feel lucky about it, thought Izuku. But they'll see. Start. President Mike screamed. Then the gates of the city opened. Everyone was confused and were staring at the city. What's happening? In real combat there is no countdown. Run. Everyone rushed at the city, leaving Izuku behind. I'm already behind, he thought, and quickly rushed inside the city. Izuku was running through the city searching for robots when a wall was destroyed in front of him. Then a 1 point emerged from the wall. Target inside. Eliminate. 1 point, here it comes. Pulling his D-scan, extending his left hand, a wheel of data began to surround said hand. Once the D-scan made contact with the data began to surround Izuku, and a few seconds later it disappeared, but instead of Izuku, Flamemon appeared. Flametail, he said before destroying the 1 point with his tail. Yes, I did it. Now to get more points. Observation room. A limited time and a vast area. Their abilities will be revealed, 𝗍𝗓 said while looking at the cameras. Be aware of the situation without any delay. The camera focused on a guy with multiple arms. Act immediately, despite a delay. The camera now focused on the guy with glasses. Stay calm no matter the situation. The camera now focused on the French-looking guy. And, of course, pure combat skills. The camera focused on 𝗵𝗃𝗲. The basic capacities to protect the streets are evaluated by points. We have an interesting batch this year? Asked a teacher. That's right, but for some reason I couldn't stop watching this examinee, said a woman pointing at a screen which had Flamemon in it. That's an interesting quirk. Mutation maybe, said another teacher. You may be thinking that now, but check this out, the woman said as she showed the recording of Izuku transforming. Wow, so it's a transformation quirk. Wait, said a thin man. I know that kid. I met him once. Twice actually. He's a good kid. I'm glad he's taking this test. It seems that he uses a small device for his transformation. Maybe that device helps him control what he transforms into, said the woman. It is certainly interesting, but there is something that catches my attention, said a tired man. Check this out. In that, the man showed another recording of the same exam, but from another person. What the teachers saw surprised them. How is that possible? Interesting, but this is not the time to investigate. For now, it is time to qualify the participants, said a bear/mouse creature while pressing a red button. So you two have already chosen your successors. Or am I wrong? Ancient Greymon, Ancient Garurumon. Battle Center B. Izuku finished destroying another robot with his fire tail. *3 minutes remaining. *. 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗵𝗲 screamed. Only 3 minutes? Time goes by fast when you're excited, huh? Suddenly a tremor caught his attention, and he could see the 0 points appear. That's big. Without realizing it, one of the robots tried to attack him from behind. However, an attack cut the robot into several pieces. Izuku noticed, and when he turned around, he could see what was left of the robot on the ground, and something or someone lands in front of him. The creature took the appearance of a bipedal wolf-like creature with light purple-colored fur with a white face and stomach, and had amber-colored eyes with diamond-shaped pupils. It wore white leather pants with various belt buckles on its legs and 2 chains dangling from the black belt on either side of it, as well as a silver buckle black belt on its left bicep. It wore a black scarf that fluttered behind it in the wind, black gloves on its hands with the claws sticking out of them, and it had 3 red claws on each foot. A mutation quirk? Izuku thought, however for some reason this person felt familiar. Izuku noticed that the other person also seemed to think the same. They both stared at each other for what seemed like minutes, but something snapped them out of their thoughts. A brown-haired girl trapped under some debris from the building was about to be crushed by the 0 points. "She needs help," yelled Izuku while running towards the girl. To his surprise, the other creature started following him. Once elbow to elbow, both looked at each other, and without saying anything they nodded. The other creature jumped quickly, approaching the 0 points. Darkness hand. Suddenly, the creature's claws began to shine, and with a cut, he destroyed one of the robot's hands and with another the other. Izuku quickly walks under the robot. Flame toss. He quickly launches a large fireball at the robot's head, managing to destroy it. Once the robot is destroyed, both boys help the girl to get out of the debris before the robot hits the ground. "Are you okay?" "Why, yes. Thank you." "Time's up." 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗵𝗲 screamed. "Who are those 2? They destroyed 0 points like it was no big deal. Maybe they are brothers or something like that. I mean, look at them, they look pretty similar. They're both a type of creature." "It does not matter. What matters is that they are incredible. They don't see it, do they? They didn't do that to show up their strength. They did it to rescue the other girl, without flinching. If this had not been an exam, I would have done the same." "Wait, an exam? I see, in that case they," said the glasses guy while looking at the 2 creatures. "Good. All of you did great," a small old lady said. "Who is she?" An applicant said. "That Mademoiselle is the pillar of UA. She is the reason of why the school can do these dangerous tests," said the French-looking guy. "She is the heroine recovery girl." The now identified as recovery girl got close to the brown-haired girl. "You need me to heal you." The girl nodded, and recovery girl quickly gave her a kiss on the cheek which healed her immediately. "Is there anyone else injured?" While recovery girl healed other people, Izuku was thinking about various things until the other creature interrupted him. "Hey," he said. Suddenly, data began to surround the creature. A few seconds later, instead of the creature was a boy standing. He is a young man with messy, indigo-colored hair that flares out in large tufts around his head and notably straight teeth. His eyes are purple with white pupils, and are thin and somewhat triangular in shape, pointing downward, with no visible eyelashes. I think we should talk. In private," he said as he showed Izuku a D-scan, but unlike his it was dark blue with black. Quickly, Izuku D-transforms as well and shows his own D-scan to the other boy. "Yes. I think so too," Izuku said so that later, both boys would go to another more private place. "So, were you also visited by an ancient creature that turned out to be a Digimon and gave you a D-scan?" asked Izuku. "Yes. I assume the same thing happened to you." "That's right. Ancient Greymon visited me. However, I still can't use its true power because I needed to train my body." "Ancient Garurumon visited me. Interestingly, the same thing happened to me. I can't use full power either." "I see. And my name is Izuku Midoriya, by the way. And I can digivolve to Flamemon at least for now. Hitoshi Shinso, and I can digivolve to 𝗧𝗵𝗲 for now. By the way, I know this is not a quirk. So, what is your quirk?" Izuku remained silent. However, he preferred not to lie. I don't have one. I'm quirkless." "Oh, I see. It doesn't matter, I still think you're cool." "Thanks. And what's yours? I mean your quirk." 𝗀𝐻𝗄 also kept silent, but then he spoke. I'm also quirkless. I see. It seems we have something in common. I mean, besides being chosen by a couple of ancient Digimon who saved our world several years ago. 𝗀𝐻𝗄 laughed at this. I guess that's true. We should go back. See you at UA, my friend. 𝗀𝐻𝗄 said as he extended his hand to Izuku. Hearing this, Izuku smiled. His first friend after a long time. Yes. They both shook hands and went back to their homes. A week later, Midoriya household. Izuku was eating his food while waiting for the letter from the UA. I don't remember how many points I got on the practical test. The whole thing about 𝗀𝐻𝗄 and his D-scan made me forget how many points I got. I hope there have been enough to pass, he thought. Izuku, are you okay? I see you very thoughtful. Why, yes. I'm just a little nervous about the UA results. And how is your friend? I don't know. I haven't talked to 𝗀𝐻𝗄-kun for a couple of days. I guess he'll be nervous too. I see. Still, I'm very happy for you. Now you have a quirk, you're trying to get into the UA, and you finally managed to get friends. Only one, but that's better than nothing. Yeah, I can't believe this either. After this, the doorbell rang and 𝗃𝐻𝗄 went to answer the door. Izuku, it has arrived, 𝗃𝐻𝗄 said as she handed a letter to her son. Let's see it then. Izuku said as he opened the letter. To his surprise, a small device fell on the table. This device started to project a video. Asterisk, I am here as a projection. Asterisk, to the surprise of both, All Might appeared in the video. All Might? But this is something from the UA. Asterisk, what do I do here? You will ask yourself. Very easy, I'm going to work at the UA. Now let's get to your results. All Might explained. Your score on the written test was good enough to pass. Now with the results of the practical exam, you got a total of 40 villain points. Of course you approved. Asterisk. After hearing this, tears began to fall from the faces of mother and son. However, the message was not over yet. But that's not all. Your actions in the exam did not go unnoticed. Look at this video. All Might said as he put up a video. The video showed the brown-haired girl he had saved alongside 𝗀𝐻𝗄. Asterisk, excuse me. During the exam, there were two people. They have a strange appearance, like creatures, although I think they could also become normal people, although I did not see their faces. Still, those people possibly decided to stop getting points to save me. I would like to know if there is any way to give them the points that they lost because of me. They saved me. Asterisk, after this, the video stopped. As you can see, your actions moved people. How do you think the UA can ignore this? We also have rescue points. Izuku Midoriya. Now I know your name, you got 36 rescue points, obtaining a total sum of 76 points, also achieving second place. Congratulations, young Midoriya. This is your Hero Academy. After this, the projection ended. Izuku. A tearful 𝗃𝐻𝗄 hugged her son. Of course, Izuku returned the hug. You did it. Yes, Mom. I did. UA's entrance exam scoreboard. 1. Katsuki Bakugo. Villain points, 77. Rikyū points, 0, total 77. 2. Izuku Midoriya. Villain points, 40. Rescue points, 36. Total 76. 3. Hitoshi 𝗀𝐻𝗄. Villain points, 39. Rescue points, 36. Total 75. 4. Ichiro Kirishima. Villain points, 39. Rescue points 35. Total 74. 5. Ochako Uraraka. Villain points 28. Hero points 45. Total 73. 6. Ibara Shiozaki. Villain points 36. Hero points 32. Total 68. 7. Itsuka Kendo. Villain points 25. Hero points 40. Total 65. 8. Tenya Ida. Villain points 52. Hero points 9. Total 61. 9. Tetsu. Villain points 49. Hero points 10. Total 59. 10. 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐿 Tokoyami. Villain points 47. Hero points 10. Total 57. The UA. The practical test scores just came out. The teachers were reviewing all the scores from the practical exam. UA's entrance exam scoreboard. 1. Katsuki Bakugo. Villain points, 77. Rikyū points, 0, total 77. 2. Izuku Midoriya. Villain points, 40. Rescue points, 36. Total 76. 3. Hitoshi Shinso. Villain points, 39. Rescue points, 36. Total 75. 4. Ijiro Kirishima. Villain points, 39. Rescue points 35. Total 74. 5. Ochako Uraraka. Villain points, 28. Hero points, 45. Total 73. 6. Ibara Shiozaki. Villain points, 36. Hero points, 32. Total 68. 7. Itsuka Kendo. Villain points, 25. Hero points, 40. Total 65. 8. Tenya Ida. Villain points, 52. Hero points, 9. Total 61. 9. Tetsu. Villain points, 49. Hero points, 10. Total 59. 10. 𝗵𝗃𝗫 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Villain points, 47. Hero points, 10. Total 57. Look at the first place. A total of 77 only in villain points. In the second half, while the other participants seemed to weaken, he used his quirk and let the villains come closer and then continue with the counterattack. Said a teacher. The truth is that I prefer second and third place. Said a female voice. With only 1 point of difference, and they did get rescue points. What surprises me, though, is that their quirks are too similar. They even use a similar device for their transformation. Izuku Midoriya and Hitoshi Shinso, there are already quirks that resemble each other, such as fire ones, but it is very rare that these types of quirks are so similar. Said a small bear/mouse creature. However, in his mind, a totally different thought occurred. Ancient Greymon. Ancient Garurumon. I wonder if the rest also chose someone. Also, why now? Do you have any reason to do this? Looks like I'll need to have a talk with those kids. Of course, I'll make sure they're both in the same class. Even so, we cannot overlook the actions of both boys. Without even speaking, they managed to work as a team to save a girl in trouble. Present Mike mentioned. Indeed, leaving behind the opportunity to get more points to save someone in danger. Clearly those two have the spirit of a hero. Tashinori said. While everyone was talking about this, a man was looking at the screen with a tired look in his face. Too much noise. Izuku, are you sure you don't forget anything? Inko asked to her son. Yes, I double-checked. Your device? Do you carry your device for your quirk? I would never forget that. I'm leaving, I'll be late. Izuku. His mother calls his attention. You look so cool. Izuku smiled back at his mother. Thanks. After these words, Izuku begins to head towards the UA. Izuku has just arrived at the UA. At the moment, he is looking for his assigned class. This place is too big. After several minutes of searching, Izuku finds the entrance to his classroom. Here it is. The door is huge. Maybe it's for accessibility. Izuku extends his arm to open the doors. Behind this door are the students chosen from thousands of people. I hope I don't run into either of those two. Izuku thought, referring to the guy with the glasses and Bakugo. However, upon entering, he was met with a strange scene. Put your feet down of the desk. Don't you think that's disrespecting our superiors and those who made this desk? Shut up. Who do you think you are? They are here. Izuku thought with sorrow. My name is Tenya Ida. I come from the private school 𝗬𝗲𝗄. The glasses guy introduced himself. 𝗬𝗲𝗄, huh? You are from the goddamn elite? It would be funny to crush you. Replied Bakugo. Crush me? Are you sure you want to be a hero? Tenya said. Izuku didn't think anything could be worse, and to his joy, when he saw among the rest of the people, he found a familiar face. Shinso was sitting at a desk. When he saw Izuku, he smiled slightly and greeted him. Izuku runs towards his only friend. Shinso-kun, you are here too. That's correct. I'm glad there's someone I know I'm going to like here. You, the green-haired boy. Their conversation was interrupted by the boy with glasses. He had recognized Izuku. I see you passed the exam. If the UA accepted you, that means they consider you someone with potential. That's why I'll pass off your attitude in the exam as nerves on your part. I hope I'm not wrong. I'll show you that I belong here. Ida-kun, right? I see you heard my conversation with our classmate. I hope you keep your word. In that, a brown-haired girl enters the room. At first, she seemed to be looking for something. However, in the end, she seemed to be a little disappointed. Too bad. None of the people who saved me are here. Maybe they're in Class B, she whispered to herself. If you are here to make friends, go to another place. Everyone turned at the source of the voice, only to see a man inside a yellow sleeping bag with a tired expression. This is the hero course, said the man in a tired tone. That thing is alive. It was the collective thoughts. It took you 8 seconds to calm down, said the man while getting out of the sleeping bag. We have limited time. You lack a sense of rationality. Is he our teacher? Then that means that he is a pro-hero, but I don't recognize him. Izuku thought. My name is Shota Aizawa. I'll be your homeroom teacher. He said, then he pulled a uniform from his sleeping bag. I know it's too early, but put this on and meet me at the training ground. Training ground. Quirk apprehension test? What about the entrance ceremony? And the orientation? Asked 𝐬𝐻𝗎𝗄. If you are going to become heroes, there is no time to relax with those type of events, answered Shota. One of the selling cards of the UA is the freedom of the school. That also applies for the teachers. 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀, you placed first at the entrance exam. How many meters did you achieve when throwing the ball at the school? Asked Shota while handing 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀 a ball. 67 meters. Not bad. Now throw the ball using your quirk. You can do whatever you want as long as you don't exit the circle. Whatever. In this case, I will propel the ball with an explosion. In that, with a tremendous explosion, 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀 sends the ball flying. Die. Aizawa's machine made a sound, and he saw the score from 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀. First, you will learn your limits. This is the rational method to form the base of a hero, he said while showing the score to the rest of the class, 702.5 meters. Wow. Incredible, said a red-haired guy. Wow. We can use our quirks as we like. This is the best. It should be fun, said a pink girl. Fun, huh? Said Aizawa, drawing all the attention. You have 3 years to become heroes. Do you intend to spend them with that attitude? Very well. The person remaining with the lowest rating will be judged as lacking potential and will be expelled. What? The lowest will be expelled? That's not fair. Natural disasters, major accidents, villains, calamities that you do not know when or where they will occur. The world is full of injustices. From now on, for 3 years, the AU will give them hardships and sufferings in full force, one after another. Go beyond. Plus ultra. Overcome this with all your might. Come on, said Aizawa, while everyone started to get serious. First test, 50 meters run. Ida used his quirk and scored a total of 3.04 seconds. Tenya Ida. Quirk, engine. Tenya's quirk gives him car-like engines in each of his calves, giving him incredible running speed and extreme kicking power. Tenya needs to fuel his engines by drinking orange juice. 𝗬𝗎𝗎, a girl with frog-like features, scored a total of 5.58 seconds. 𝗬𝗎𝗎 used her quirk in her clothes, managing to score a total of 7.15 seconds. Ochako 𝗬𝗎𝗎. Quirk, zero gravity. Ochiko's quirk gives her the power to nullify the effects of gravity on solid targets, living and non-living, by touching them with the pads on her fingertips, causing them to become weightless and float. She is able to cancel the effect of her quirk by touching her finger pads together. It was 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀 and Izuku's turn. 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀 was completely relaxed. He thought that Izuku wouldn't be anything compared to him. However, what happened left him speechless. Izuku took his D-scan, and that a wheel of data began to surround his left hand. The moment his D-scan touched the data, they began to surround Izuku. A few seconds later, instead of Izuku, there was Flamemon. This not only stunned 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀, but everyone else except Shinso. After the shock, the brown-haired girl and Ida recognized the creature. He's one of the guys who saved me, So it's a transformation quirk. I never would have guessed it. I thought it was a mutation quirk. Thought the girl. He is one of them. Apparently I judged him too quickly. Ida thought. After this moment of shock, Aizawa gave the order, and both boys headed for the goal. Bakugo used his explosions to propel himself. However, Izuku uses his noble heart technique and surrounds himself with fire. Thanks to this, he runs quite fast and manages to get there before Bakugo. Izuku Midoriya 3:45 seconds and Katsuki Bakugo 4:13 seconds. Izuku decides not to detransform and continue like this until the end. In that, Deku, Bakugo shoots towards him. How the hell do you have that? He was about to hit Izuku but was stopped by Aizawa wrapping his bandages at him. What is this shit? If you keep making me use my quirk, I'll get a dry eye, Aizawa said while glaring at Bakugo. Don't lose time. Let's continue with the rest of the tests. Dry eye? Wait, are you Eraserhead? Izuku asked when he saw Aizawa's goggles when he captured Bakugo. Yes, I am Eraserhead. Now let's continue with the tests. After this scene, the atmosphere calmed down for a while. However, the surprises were not over yet. Shinso's moment to pass came, and to everyone's surprise, he took out a device similar to Izuku's, and then the same thing happened. A data wheel came out of his left hand, and when the D-scan touched the data began to surround Shinso. After a few seconds, 𝗵𝗵𝗲 was standing in place of Shinso. He did the same as the other guy. Do they have the same quirk? Are they relatives? Those were some of the questions that arose. After the shock, the test continued and Shinso scored a total of 3:30 seconds. Second test, grip force. In this test, Izuku and Shinso devastated the others. Izuku had a total of 700 kilograms and Shinso a total of 635 kilograms. The only other interesting score was from a boy named Mizo Shoji, who scored a total of 540 kilograms. Fifth test, ball throw. The one who surprised here was Uraraka, who with her quirk obtained a total of infinity. However, Izuku and Shinso were not far behind. Izuku used his flame tail to hit the ball and send it a total of 1,035 meters. For its part, Shinso an attack called Light Leg, a very strong kick that releases the power of light, sending the ball a total of 1,070 meters. Those two are pretty incredible, Ida said when he saw the performance of the boys transformed into those creatures. What surprises me is their quirks. I've never seen anything like it. Of course I've seen transformation quirks, but these even include different clothes than the ones they already had. I think they are awesome, the brown-haired girl said. They saved me in the entrance exam, and I still haven't thanked them. Although, being fair, I didn't know that those creatures were them. Beside them was Bakugo, who was frowning at Izuku. That damn nerd. He's supposed to be quirkless. Has he been lying to me all this time? Also, who the fuck is that other guy? The rest of the tests passed, and everyone was ready to check their scores. Showing one by one the results will be irrational, so I just show all of them in one, Aizawa said while showing the results of the test. 1. Momo Yaoyorozu. 2. Hitoshi Shinso. 3. Izuku Midoriya. 4. Shoto Todoroki. 5. Katsuki Bakugo. 6. Tenya Ida. 7. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝐴. 8. Shoji Mizo. 9. Ijiro Kirishima. 10. Mina Ashido. 11. Ochako Uraraka. 12. Rikido Sato. 13. Tsuyu Ajui. 14. Masahiro Ojiro. 15. Yuga Aoyama. 16. Hanta Siro. 17. Denki Kaminari. 18. Kyoka Jairu. 19. Toru Hagakure. 20. Minoru Mineta. No, screamed a small boy. I will be expelled. So, I won't be able to become a hero and flirt with a lot of girls. Minoru Mineta. Aizawa stared at the boy. You are expelled from the hero course. This took everyone by surprise. I thought it was a lie, said a black-haired girl. At first, seeing that everyone did their best, I decided not to expel anyone. However, listening to his reasons, I realized that he has no potential as a hero, Aizawa explained. With this we finish. The rest of you return to the classroom. There you will find the agenda and documents with the information of the school. Not even the first day of classes has passed and someone has already been expelled. The UA is no joke. Izuku thought. At least I'm glad I'm in a good position. Third place is not bad at all. After this event, the rest of the classes passed normally, only with the spirits a little low. What a day, don't you think? Shinso asked to Izuku. The two boys were heading to the train station to return home. Yes, something unexpected, the expulsion of the other boy. But we can't question Aizawa-sensei's decisions. Wait, you two, are you heading to the train station? The brown-haired girl approached them. Oh, you're the girl who scored infinite, said Shinso. My name is Ochako Uraraka. You are Hitoshi Shinso and Deku Midoriya. Right. Deku? Yes. That's how Bakugo called you. My real name is Izuku. Kaken calls me Deku to mock me. An insult then? I'm so sorry. But Deku sound like you can do it to me. I like it. You can call me Deku. Really? Midoriya. Isn't that supposed to be an insult? It's like in the Copernican Revolution. I don't know what that is, but I didn't just come here to introduce myself. The girl said, drawing the duo's attention. You two saved me in the entrance exam. So, I wanted to thank you for saving me. Uraraka said with a slight bow. Why, you don't have to thank us. We did what anyone would have done in a situation like that. Izuku said with a slight blush from the nerves of talking to a girl. Correction, what any hero would have done, said Shinso. All the more reason to thank you. By the way, I have a question about you. Shoot. Are you related in any way? I mean, your quirks are very similar. The only thing different is the creatures you transform into. And no, we actually met at the entrance exam. Before that, we didn't know anything about each other. That's right, the truth is that I'm surprised to see someone with a quirk similar to mine. Wow, speaking of coincidences. By the way, are you heading to the train station? Why, yes. In this case, it's okay with you if I come with you? Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Sure. Awesome. Let's go then. Well, maybe this day started a little tense, but I think that in the end it wasn't so bad. Next day. A new day has come, and Class 1 was having their morning lessons, right? They were having English classes with 𝗵𝗃. Well, among the following sentences, which one has an error? Asked 𝗵𝗃. So normal. Most of the class thought. This is 𝐹***ing boring. You know who thought that? It must be the fourth. You have the relative pronoun in the wrong place. Izuku thought. After the morning lessons in the afternoon, it is lunchtime. It is first-class food at low prices in the large dining room. White rice is one of the best foods in the world, said the chef who was the pro-hero lunch rush. It's the cook hero lunch rush, thought Izuku. After finishing the lunch, it was the moment everyone was waiting for, the basic study for heroes. He is here. Coming through the door like a normal person. Said, more like screamed. All Might standing at the door in a weird pose. All Might. Is he really a teacher? He is wearing his Silver Age costume. This is so awesome. This is the heroics class. Here we will do various practices to build the foundations of a hero, said All Might while doing some heroic poses. It might seem too fast, but today we are doing combat training, he said while pulling a card with the word battle written in it. Combat training / combat training? Bakugo and Izuku thought at the same time, one more excited than the other. And with that, we also have those. All Might pushed a button and from the wall a lot of briefcases emerged. These are in order according to the report of their quirks and the application they received before entering the school. Your hero costumes. Everyone stands up and grabs their respective briefcase. When you've changed your clothes, gather at the beta training ground. Beta training ground. Boys and girls, it is important to start training from your appearance. Thus, you will be aware of yourself. From today you are heroes. Everyone stepped in the room, dressed in their respective hero costumes. It's time to battle. Beta training ground. Boys and girls, it is important to start training from your appearance. Thus, you will be aware of yourself. From today you are heroes. Everyone stepped in the room, dressed in their respective hero costumes. Izuku stepped in the room with the rest of his classmates. His costume is quite simple, because when he transforms his clothes also change. He wears a with t-shirt with the kanji of t-shirt in the chest, under a red jacket with a pocket on each side of chest, a dark brown jeans, light brown gloves, and his typical red shoes. On his head he wears a pair of goggles. And you can see Izuku's design in the cover of the story. So, you also went for a simple design. Shinso approached him. He wears a blue jacket with yellow stripes on the sleeves over a yellow t-shirt with a blue neckline and sleeve trimmings, gray pants, and white sneakers with purple stripes. On his head, he wears a blue bandana with dark gray stripes. Yes, since the clothes also change, I didn't see the need for an overly elaborate outfit. Deku-kun, Shinso-kun. Uraraka approached the duo. Those are your suits. They look quite practical. I wish mine had been like that. I think it's a bit tight. I think you look good, Izuku said. I see. Everyone is eager to start. Let's begin with the battle training. Professor, this is the same place to practice the entrance exam. Are we going to carry out another exercise in an urban area? Ida asked to All Might. No. We will take 2 steps forward. It will be an indoor melee battle practice. Villain attacks usually occur in exteriors, but this time will be different. You will divide into teams of heroes and villains. This will be a 2 versus 2 battle. Aren't we supposed to train the basics first? Asked the frog girl 𝗧𝗪. This is a battle to train the basics. Just this time, there won't be any robots to easily destroy. What will be the victory or defeat system? Asked Momo. Can I destroy them? Asked Bakugo. Will there also be an expulsion punishment like in Aizawa-sensei's class? Asked Uraraka. How are we going to divide? Asked Ida with his usual hand movement. Please, one at a time, I don't have super hearing. Let's see. The villains will hide a nuclear weapon in their hideout. The heroes will try to get rid of her. The heroes, within a set time, must catch the villains and recover the nuclear weapon. The villains, within the established time, must protect the nuclear weapon and catch the heroes. All Might said, while reading all of this from a paper sheet. The teams will be decided by lottery. Since we are missing a member, one of you will join 2 teams. One is a villain and one is a hero. Is that the right thing to do? Asked Ida. It must be because professional heroes frequently form sudden teams with other heroes. Answered Izuku. I see. You keep thinking into the future. Sorry for interrupting. Okay, let's do it. I got letter A. Who will be my partner? In that, Shinso approaches him. Who'd say? It seems that we are a team. I certainly don't think this is a coincidence. You're right, but I can't think of anyone better to team up with. This made Shinso smile. The rest of the teams were formed. A. Izuku Midoriya and Hitoshi Shinso. B. Shoto Todoroki and Mizo Shoji. C. Momo Yaoyorozu and Ochako Uraraka. D. Bakugo Katsuki and Tenya Ida. E. Mina Ashido and Yuga Aoyama. F. Denki Kaminari and Kyoka Jiro. G. Rikido Sato and Toru Hagakure. H. Tsuyu Ajui and Fumikage Tokoyami. Ihanta Siro and Masahiro Ojiro. Ejiro Kirishima will be joining 2 teams. Now that the teams are ready, let's continue. The first teams to fight each other will be those. All Might said while pulling 2 balls from 2 boxes. The balls had the letters A and B. Team A will be the heroes and Team B will be the villains. Plus, young Kirishima joining the villain team. Sweet. We are going first, said the red-haired boy, Kirishima. Villain team will enter first to prepare. In 5 minutes we'll start with the infiltration of the hero team. Everyone else will watch from the screen. Young Todoroki, young Shoji, young Kirishima, try to learn the mentality of a villain. Attack with everything without fear of injury. Although I will suspend the practice if I see that you overlimit. With Team A, the building appears to have several places to hide the bomb, Shinso said while looking at the map of the building. In that he saw Izuku, who was very thoughtful. Do you have a plan? That snapped Izuku out of his thoughts. Something like that. I was analyzing the quirks of our opponents. Shoji-kun doesn't seem to have a very combat-oriented quirk, so he'll probably stick around to defend the bomb. 𝐒𝐻𝐲𝗵𝗲 and 𝗳𝗏𝗧𝗃 will most likely try to hold us back as long as possible. Apparently, 𝗳𝗏𝗧𝗃 has an ice quirk. I can take care of him easily. That means it's your turn to face 𝐒𝐻𝐲𝗵𝗲. My strategy is to separate the two and beat them separately. Then we meet up and beat Shoji 2 against 1. Then we would recover the bomb. Sounds like a solid plan to me. After that short conversation, All Might indicated the beginning of the battle training. Let's go, Shinso-kun. Both boys began their transformation. The data wheels appeared, and their D-scans made contact with them. Evolution. Both boys shouted in unison. After this, their transformation was complete. 𝗵𝗲𝗄 and 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗲 are ready for combat. With Team B plus Kirishima, they have entered the building. Shoji informed. In that case, let's not waste time, Todoroki said. You stay behind, watch the bomb. You, red-haired guy, follow me. We are facing those two, Todoroki ordered. My name is Kirishima. Don't forget. Izuku and Shinso managed to infiltrate the building. Infiltration success, whispered Izuku. There's a lot of blind spots in here. We must be careful, whispered Shinso. Suddenly, a blast of ice was fired at the boys. Izuku quickly gets in front. Flame toss. He quickly fires a fireball that stops and destroys the ice. In front of them appeared Todoroki and Kirishima. Let's go, Kirishima. At that, Todoroki covered his fist and right arm in ice while Kirishima hardened his skin. Then both boys ran towards their opponents. Izuku and Shinso just stared at each other and nodded, charging against their opponents. The fists collided, Izuku against Todoroki and Shinso against Kirishima. At that, Todoroki creates a gust of ice from his feet, causing Izuku to back up. Kirishima quickly grabs Shinso by the arm and tries to punch him, however Shinso manages to break free. Light kick. Shinso gives Kirishima a kick that makes him crawl up a wall and collide with his back. However, to Shinso's surprise, Kirishima did not appear to be damaged by the attack. That's all you got, wolf boy? The fights got separated. Todoroki versus Izuku and Shinso versus Kirishima. Todoroki versus Izuku. Izuku and Todoroki are exchanging blows. To Izuku's surprise, Todoroki is resisting his attacks quite well. In one of these exchanges, Izuku hits Todoroki in the face, sending him flying a few centimeters back. The bicolor-haired boy quickly recomposes himself and fires a large blast of ice at Izuku. Noble heart. Izuku surrounds himself with fire and begins to break through Todoroki's ice attack, but to his surprise, from below him a column of ice hits him in the stomach, causing him to fly backwards and fall to the ground near a wall. Standing up quickly, Izuku realizes that at the impact point of the column, ice was beginning to spread on Izuku's body. He quickly surrounds himself with fire to melt the ice. Taking advantage of this, Todoroki begins to surf on the ice, and with an ice fist hits Izuku in the face and makes him go through the wall into another room. Izuku quickly recovers and sees Todoroki on top of him with another fist of ice at the ready. Baby salamander. Out of sheer reflex, Izuku uses his strongest technique. An aura of fire shoots out from Izuku's body. Seeing this, Todoroki fires a gigantic blast of ice to defend himself and counter the attack. The techniques collide and a huge explosion of fire and ice occurs. Shinso versus Kirishima. Kirishima blocked another attack from Shinso. The boy was on the defensive, waiting for the right moment. Shinso quickly lands a roundhouse kick to Kirishima's stomach. However, the boy just grabs Shinso's leg, and to Shinso's surprise manages to land a hardened headbutt. This pushes Shinso back a bit. What did you think of that, wolf boy? Kirishima said. In that he charged against Shinso again. Shinso manages to evade the attack. Light kick. Quickly hitting Kirishima's right side and sending him flying a few inches. Kirishima quickly gets up with almost no damage. Not bad, wolf boy. Quickly both boys charge again against each other. The exchange of blows began again. Kirishima received more blows, but he could resist them. Shinso received few blows, but they were quite strong. They both take the same amount of damage in total. In one of these, Kirishima punches Shinso in the stomach. He crouches down in pain and Kirishima quickly takes the opportunity to hit him. However, Qinsō manages to recover, avoid the blow, and attack him with one of his own. Darkness Hand. While the attack failed to cut Kirishima, it did manage to deal some damage and push him back a few inches. His quirk manages to resist more than he expected. Midoriya could beat him more easily. But it doesn't matter, I have to face him and I will defeat him. Todoroki vs. Izuku. Once the smoke left the room, Izuku was able to see its state and was surprised to see it. Half of the room Todoroki was in was completely covered in ice, while half of the room he was in was completely burned. He also realized that the microphones in the room had been destroyed, so no one hear them now. They can see them, but not hear them. This is impossible. By pure physics, the ice should melt. In that, his sight focuses on Todoroki, who, despite the fact that some of his body parts are covered with a light layer of ice, he did not seem to be fazed. But the most striking thing was Todoroki's scar. The right half of his face had a fire-burn scar. The scar was already old. And think of Dabi's scars. Unless his ice is cold enough to prevent melting. Shoto Todoroki. Quirk, absolute zero. He can generate ice from any part of his body. It is also immune to any low temperature, even below zero. His ice is cold enough that even fire has a hard time melting it. It's useless. It doesn't matter how hard you try. I have trained my ice so that it can take on fire with ease. Todoroki said. So, I can prove to my father that I am not a failure. Your father? I don't know if you know, but my father is 𝗵𝗃, the number 2 hero. He always wanted to surpass All Might. However, he never could. So he moved on to plan B. Do you know quirk marriages? Do not tell me that. That's right, my father used his influence to marry my mother, and thus have the perfect child. However, his goal was never met. None of his children were born with the combination he was looking for. Todoroki looked at his arm and clenched his fist tightly. My first brother was born with fire. However, his body was not able to withstand the temperatures. He died on an accident. My sister's quirk is weak. My second brother had an ice quirk, but his body was adapted for a fire quirk. Finally, I got the perfect body for my ice quirk. However, for my father it was not enough. Unfortunately, for him, my mother after several pregnancies lost the possibility of giving birth to more children. Then my father approached me and told me that among all my brothers I was the least pathetic. Todoroki touches his scar. In one of those training sessions he did this to me. He told me I was pathetic. Since then, I trained my ice so I could show my father how wrong he was. Todoroki-kun, I'm sorry. I don't need your pity. If I manage to defeat you, I will prove that I am not a failure. In that, Todoroki charges against Izuku. Ice ready to be released again. Realizing that talking wouldn't help, Izuku charges as well. Flame toss. Ice and fire collide again. Qinsō vs. Kirishima. Qinsō dodges another attack from Kirishima. He was being cornered. He had to find an opening in his opponent's defense. Kirishima lunges at Qinsō and starts attacking with multiple punches. Qinsō would receive them all, however the blows were weaker. So he has a limit. In one of these blows, Qinsō would notice an opening. No. Darkness Hand. After this shout, Qinsō would evade Kirishima's blow and attack him with his claws. This time he would manage to damage Kirishima. But it would not end here. Pushing himself off the wall, Qinsō lunges at Kirishima, who was somewhat disoriented by the previous attack. Light kick, and with a kick he manages to stamp Kirishima on the ground and knock him out. Seeing his success, Qinsō captures Kirishima and tries to communicate with Izuku. Midoriya. I defeated Kirishima. Where are you? Todoroki vs. Izuku. Asterisk Midoriya. I defeated Kirishima. Where are you? Asterisk. Izuku dodges a punch from Todoroki. Find the bomb. I'm still facing Todoroki. Try to retrieve the bomb. I don't think there's much time left. Asterisk Roger that. Asterisk. After this, Izuku dodges another blast of ice again. Todoroki quickly charges at Izuku. Fist of ice at the reed. However, Izuku expected this. Once Todoroki was close, baby salamander. Unleashing an aura of fire this time, he manages to hit Todoroki, making him crash into the wall. However, ice emerges from the impact site. Todoroki rises from this place, this time completely covered in ice. "Ice armor," he whispers. He quickly charges at Izuku, and the exchange of blows restarts. After an exchange of blows, both take their distance, preparing their last attack. They both charge at each other for the last time. Paradise Frozen Soil / Noble Heart. And for the last time they collide. This time the explosion was stronger than the previous ones. With Shoji. Shoji is distracted by the noise of the explosion, who doesn't notice Shinso appearing behind him. Light kick. With a kick he sends Shoji flying. There isn't much time left. Shinso starts running to the bomb, and just as he returns to his human form, he manages to touch the bomb. Bomb secured. Todoroki vs. Izuku. Hero team. Lions. Those were All Might's words when the smoke cleared. This time we can see Izuku, back in his human form, standing in the room. In front of him was Todoroki on the ground, leaning against the wall. It seems that Izuku managed to win the last clash. Todoroki-kun, maybe I can't know what you feel. Maybe this doesn't help, but I think you really are very strong. You are not a failure. Todoroki just watches Izuku. In the observation room. Everyone was back at the observation room. Good. Can someone tell me who is the MVP of this fight? At that, a girl raises her hand. It's pretty hard to say, actually. Everyone did what they had to do to gain victory, even though the exaggerated destruction could have been avoided. I would say that the MVP is Shinso, since he was the one who gave victory to his team. Correct. Let's change the building and continue with the next battle. The rest of the battles ended without any major events to mention. Classes were over for today, and Class A was cleaning their classroom. In that, Todoroki approaches Izuku. "Midoriya, can I talk to you for a second? Alone." Sure. They both walked out into the hallway outside the classroom. "I'm sorry, but I wanted to apologize. I involved you in personal matters." "Don't worry, Todoroki-kun. I'm actually glad you told me about yourself. As I said, I think you are very strong and that you are not a failure." "I know that means a lot to me." "Thanks, my friend," Todoroki said as he extends his hand to Izuku. "No need to thank me, friend." Izuku replied to then return the handshake. After this, everyone finished cleaning and returned to their homes, Izuku with one more friend. Unknown place. "So, you sensed other presences?" "Yes." "Do you think it's them?" "Maybe." "What are you going to do about it?" "Me? Nothing, but I have the right person to do the job. But he will need some soldiers. You already know what to do." "Understood, my lord." Darkness at USJ. Another day, another adventure. Izuku was arriving at UA. What can you tell us about All Might lessons?" A reporter suddenly appeared beside him and started asking him questions. On this, an arm wrapped around the back of his neck. "I'm sorry, but we're from the General Studies Department." It was Shinso, who had arrived and seen the entire mess set up by the reporters. "Oh, I see, sorry." The reporters lose interest on them and let them pass. "Thanks." "Don't mention it. Reporters are a pain in the ass anyway." "What can you tell us about All Might lessons?" A reporter asked to Uraraka. "All Might? He is really muscular." "What can you tell us about All Might lessons?" Another reporter asked to Ida. "He has made me especially aware that I am truly enrolled in the best educational institution. We students have already been able to see not only his dignity and personality, but other aspects, such as his humor. In this way, by seeing one of the best heroes directly, we can also learn what it takes to be one." He likes to speak a lot. "What can you tell us about?" "You look tired, are you okay?" asked a reporter to Eraserhead. "He is working. You are obstructing the entrance to the students. Please go away," Eraserhead said while trying to make the reporters go away. "One moment, please. We want to know about All Might," a reporter said while getting close to the UA's gate. Suddenly, a metal door emerged and blocked the gates, preventing the reporter from entering the school. "Oh, what is this?" It's Yue's barrier, or at least that's how we named it. If you try to go through that gate without a student or teacher ID, the security system activates. What's wrong with them? We just want a quick interview with All Might. While the reporters were complaining, a figure was staring at the barrier. Want a classroom? You all did a good job in the battle training. I was able to see the videos and scores. Aizawa said to the class. You really surprised me. Everyone acted rationally. The only thing is that Midoriya and Todoroki try to keep the destruction to a minimum next time. Yes, sensei, both boys responded. Moving on to other matters. Sorry if this is too fast, but another test? That was everyone's thoughts. You will have to choose the class president. I want to be the president, said Kirishima. I am ideal for that position, said the French-looking guy Aoyama. I'll be the leader, said a pink girl Mina. Shut up, extras. I'll be the one in charge. Bakugo screamed. Enough. Ida interrupted. This is a job that carries great responsibilities. Wanting to be doesn't mean you can. I propose that we decide this through votes. It is too early to know whether or not we trust someone. Also, everyone could vote for themselves, said Kirishima. Precisely. The most voted person will be the ideal for the position. Ida replied, then turned at Aizawa. Is that okay with you, Professor? As long as you decide in time, do it however you want. At the end of the voting and the votes were counted, in front of the classroom were standing Izuku and Momo. So, it looks like Midoriya is the president and Yaoyorozu is the vice president? What? Who voted for Deku? Bakugo screamed. You finished? Good. Now, let's continue with the classes. Aizawa said. At the cafeteria. There is a lot of people, right? Uraraka said. It's because in addition to the hero course, the rest of the courses also eat here. Todoroki said. I'm pretty nervous. I don't know if I'm fit to serve as class president. It seems to me that you are. Shinso said. Indeed, your courage and judgment at critical moments will be invaluable in many situations. Ida said. I don't know exactly how I became friends with Ida, but I'm not complaining. By the way, Ida, from the way you talk, are you from some rich family? Uraraka asked. I tried to hide it by changing my form of talking. My family has been a family of heroes for generations. Ida answered. Ingenium. He is my brother. He is a beloved hero who guides people and respects order and discipline. I intend to become a hero like my brother. Suddenly an alarm started to sound. Asterisk security breach level 3 reached. All the students evacuate the place and go outside immediately. Asterisk. Everyone started to run at the exit, but due to the amount of people, everyone got stuck in the corridor. Ouch. Don't push. What's going on? In one of these, Izuku is pushed to the window. Thanks to that, he was able to see what was happening. It's the media. I need to find a high place to calm everyone down. In that, Izuku turns to see Todoroki. Todoroki-kun, lift me up. Todoroki was confused, but still decided to listen to his friend. Using his ice, he began to lift Izuku, while he transformed. Everyone, calm down please. This scream caught everyone's attention. It's just the media, so rest assured. Let's behave like UA students. After these words, everyone calmed down. Back to the classroom. Midoriya, good job. Looks like we got our class president right. Ida said. Thanks. Yes, good job. But the classes still continue. Aizawa interrupted. By the way, Midoriya, Shinso, the principal wants to talk to you. Before you ask, I don't know what he wants, be rational and hurry up. Hearing that, both boys headed to the principal's office. What does the principal want with them? I don't know, but let's hope they don't get expelled. With Izuku and Shinso, I have a bad feeling about this. What do you think the principal wants to talk to us about? Izuku said. Probably about our powers. To them it's quirks, and it's extremely rare that we have such similar quirks without being blood-related. What do we do? Don't worry. Let me do the talking and just agree with what I say. Both boys entered the principal's office. Alright, you're here. Welcome Shinso-kun, Midoriya-kun. I am Principal 𝗍𝗬𝗓. You called us. What do you want to talk about? 𝗧𝗵𝗲 asked. In that 𝗍𝗬𝗓 presses a button and all the doors and windows are closed. Besides, the windows are darkened so that they are not spied on. I just want to talk about your powers. Before you say anything, no, we don't know why our quirks are so similar. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 interrupted. You guys need to think of a better excuse, chosen ones. This surprised the boys. They quickly went on guard. Don't worry, violence is not necessary. Perhaps I was a little hasty. At that, to the surprise and confusion of the boys, 𝗍𝗬's appearance began to glitch. After a few seconds, instead of 𝗍𝗬, a different creature was sitting in his place. I think I should introduce myself again. The creature is a bipedal creature with white fur on its body and a horned head with pointed ears, gray fur on the mouth, and black eyes. It has 3 claws on each hand and foot and wears a pink 𝗧𝗵𝗲. What are you? Izuku asked with a slight suspicion of knowing the answer. My name is 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗻. I guess you're already suspecting it, but yes, I'm a Digimon. So 𝗍𝗬 is actually a Digimon. Not quite. 𝗍𝗬 is my camouflaged form. Some Digimon can alter our appearance to go unnoticed. So that means you know about our powers. Correct. You see, I lived hearing stories about the 10 legendary warriors. Somehow, I ended up stranded in this world long after 𝗬𝗏𝗻𝗲's defeat. Living here, I decided to create this school, so I can create the same thing I heard while living in my world, heroes. When I saw you guys at the exam, I recognized you instantly. I guess that's why you put us in the same class. Correct. Seeing you made me wonder if any other warrior chose a successor. Do you happen to know someone with a D-scan? No. We don't know if anyone else got a D-scan. I see. That's a shame. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that if you need help with anything related to this, don't hesitate to talk to me. And please, if you find someone else, make sure they join us. Yes. Principal. How should we call you? 𝗵𝗃𝗻𝗻 returns to his 𝗍𝗬𝗓 form. To avoid suspicion, call me 𝗍𝗬𝗓. That's all, you can go. Thanks, Principal 𝗍𝗬𝗓. After this, the boys retired to their classroom, and the rest of the day happened as normal. A new day has come, and Class 1 was preparing for a special class. Today we are having a special class. Me, All Might, and someone else will be supervising the class. Aizawa said to the class. Excuse me, what are we doing today? You will learn how to act in disasters such as floods and many more. We will have a rescue practice. Today's gonna be a rough day again, huh? Said Kaminari. What are you saying? This is our job as heroes. I am more than ready. Said Kirishima. On this occasion, each person will have to decide whether or not to use their suit. Perhaps there are costumes that limit your activities in the middle of practice. Aizawa started explaining. The practice site is a bit far away, so we will take the bus. That is all. Begin your preparations. All the Class 1 was ready to get inside the bus. Please everyone, form a line and get on the bus in an orderly manner. Sit wherever you want. Midoriya-kun, wouldn't it be better to line up in 2 lines according to class order? Iida asked. I don't think that'll be necessary. The bus was of this type. I see. Said Iida. I usually say what I have in mind. Midoriya-chan. Said Tsuyu. Yes, Azui-san? Call me Tsuyu-chan. Your quirk and Shinso's are quite similar. Are you related in some way? No. We didn't meet until the entrance exam. For us, this is also very rare. I see. Still, I think your quirks are pretty cool. Compared to my hardening. Kirishima said. I wouldn't say the same. You gave me a good fight. I think is perfect for a pro. Shinso said. Pro level? My naval laser is so flashy and strong that it reaches the level of a pro. Said Aoyama. Yes, but the stomach aches aren't really nice. Said Mina, making Aoyama depressed. If we are talking about powerful quirks, we cannot pass up the quirks of Bakugo and Todoroki, said Tsuyu while pointing at the mentioned do. But Bakugo is always angry, so I think he'll never be popular. What did you say, Frog? Do you want to fight? Bakugo screamed at Tsuyu. Despite knowing each other for a short time, we all know your character, Bakugo, said Kaminari, making fun of Bakugo. They are making fun of 𝐻𝐸𝐽 and I can't believe it. Izuku thought. What a vulgar conversation, said Momo. I don't know, it's kind of funny, said Uraraka. Get ready everyone, we're almost there, said Aizawa, drawing everyone's attention. USJ. Incredible. It's like the USJ, Universal Studios Japan. All kinds of disasters and accidents are simulated here, said a pro hero. Her costume consists of a white spacesuit design using what appears to be a puffy jacket instead of an actual suit, a black helmet with white eyes, and a pair of yellow boots. It was the pro hero 13. This is the practice place that I built. Its name is Unforeseen Simulation Joint, or USJ for short. It actually is USJ. Everyone thought. I can't believe it. It's 13, said Izuku with stars in his eyes. I love 13, said Uraraka. 13. Where's All Might? Aizawa asked to the hero. He run out of time. 13 answered, raising 3 fingers. The price for the irrationality. Anyway, let's begin. Before starting, I have one thing to say, or maybe 2 or 3. 13 started. As you may know, my quirk black hole can absorb anything and turn it into dust. I can help a lot of people with it, but this power can also easily kill people. I can imagine that there's someone with a quirk like mine in your group. In this practice, you will learn how to use your quirks to save people. 13 is really amazing, said Uraraka. Now continuing with the class, Aizawa started. At that, Aizawa's senses began to warn him. He turned at the direction he felt and saw a black portal opening. Everyone, stay together and don't move. 13, protect the students, Aizawa ordered. Is this like the entrance exam? Did we already start? Kirishima, don't move. Those are real villains, screamed Aizawa while putting his goggles on. From the portals emerged a lot of villains and weird creatures, but the most important were the one who created the portal. It looked like a mist. The other is a slim man with pale skin, tinged yellow teeth, and wrinkled a great deal around his eyes. His lips are chapped and uneven, a small mole on the right underneath, with visible scars on his right eye and under his lip. He has messy grayish-blue hair of varying lengths, the longest clumps reaching to about his shoulders, left hanging over his face in uneven waves. His eyes and mouth are normally obscured. He sports 14 embalmed hands, all positioned so they're holding on to him onto different parts of his body. Only 13 and Eraserhead? This will be easier than I thought, said the hand villain. Villains here? What about the censors? Asked Momo. They must have someone that is jamming our communications and sensors, said 13. 13, start to evacuate. Kaminari, try using your quirk to contact the school. After this exchange, Eraserhead charged against the group of villains. Some of them tried to shoot him with their quirks, but he quickly erased them, to their confusion, then trapped them with his bandages and disabled them. Idiots. That's Eraserhead. He can erase your quirks, said a villain. Erase, huh? Can you erase mutant quirks like mine? Said another villain while trying to attack Eraserhead. No, I can't, but Eraserhead quickly wrapped the villain with his bandages. Quirks like yours, he launched the villain against the rest, are usually combat-oriented. At that, 2 bird-like creatures attacked Eraserhead. Using his bandages, Eraserhead catches one of them, after which he stamps it against the other, and both fall to the ground. To his surprise, once on the ground, the creatures disappear in a data explosion. What the heck? Someone can probably summon these kinds of creatures with its quirk. Incredible. Aizawa-sensei can handle a large number of enemies. Izuku started analyzing. Midoriya. Now is not the time to analyze. We have to evacuate, said Ida. But before the group could escape, a black mist appeared in front of them, revealing to be another villain. Shit. I blink once and the one that seems the most dangerous escapes, thought Eraserhead from his position. Hello. We are the League of Villains, said the mist villain. My job is to torture all of you. Before the mist villain could finish his speech, Kirishima and Bakugo attacked him. When the dust cleared, the villains seem unharmed. You are strong. You must be the golden eggs of the UA, said the villain. You too. Get out of there, screamed 13. My job is to scatter all of you, said the villain while using his quirk to teleport the students to the different parts of the USJ. Iida and Shoji managed to save some of their classmates. Fire zone. Izuku fell to the ground. When he got up, he could see that he was surrounded by fire. The fire zone? That mist villain's quirk must be some kind of teleportation. What's going on? In that, two bat-like creatures attack him. Izuku dodges the attacks and quickly transforms. Evolution. He screamed. He quickly dodges another attack and with a swipe of his tail knocks both creatures down. Flame toss. The fireball hits the creatures. To his surprise, the creatures explode into data. Data? Are they? Digimon. How is that possible? How does a villain have access to this? In that, several villains and creatures approach Izuku. This is not the time to think. I must first defeat these villains. I'll investigate later. In the building zone, Bakugo and Kirishima were facing some villains. In the landslide zone, Momo, Jiro, and Kaminari were defending themselves against some villains, and in the flood zone, Shinso and Tsuyu were trapped in the boat against some villains. Aizawa was facing the hand villain. Using his bandages, he catches the villain and lunges at him and manages to elbow him. "Don't try so hard, Eraserhead," the villain said. To Aizawa's surprise, the villain managed to catch his elbow, and to make matters worse, his elbow was disintegrating. Aizawa quickly jumps away. "My elbow was destroyed," Aizawa thought as he defeated two other creatures which exploded into data upon defeat. By the way, Eraserhead, I am not the final boss. In that, a portal opened behind him, but this one was different. It wasn't made of mist. It was a portal made of data. From that portal emerged a creature larger than the previous ones. The creature appeared to be a metallic purple cocoon. From the back of the creature came 6 extensions that looked like tentacles, which each one at the end had a type of blades. 𝗓𝗏𝗄. Finish him. After several minutes, Eraserhead was on the ground full of cuts. Then 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 appeared at the villain's side. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏, did you kill 13? No. But I put her out of commission. Unfortunately, a student managed to escape. I see. Too bad, I couldn't figure out what I wanted. We'd better go. But first, 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏, kill Eraserhead. The creature identified as 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 was about to stab Eraserhead, but suddenly, flame toss. A fireball hit the Digimon. Izuku, in his Flamemon form, landed in front of 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. Midoriya, Aizawa said. A Digimon? The hand villain thought. I won't let you kill him. So Sensei was right. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏, take care of him. As you wish. Shigaraki Tamura. The Digimon answered and then began attacking Izuku with his tentacles. Izuku, with difficulty, manages to dodge the enemy Digimon's attacks. Flame toss. Izuku tries to attack, however, 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 destroys his attack with its tentacles. Misconnecting. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 flies up in the air and smashes Izuku with its huge body. Izuku flies several meters. After falling to the ground with difficulty, he gets up and begins to surround himself with fire. Noble heart. Izuku charges against 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. However, when he hit the enemy, he did not flinch and managed to stop Izuku in his tracks. Using its tentacles, 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 hits Izuku repeatedly before attacking him again with a misconnection. Izuku again falls to the ground. This time it is even harder for him to get up. However, 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 grabs him with its tentacles. Data Crusher. The attack starts to hurt Izuku. The tentacles start to hurt Izuku. Unconnect Buster. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏 fires a bolt at point-blank range at Izuku, sending him crashing to the ground. When the smoke clears, we can see Izuku, in his human form, face down on the ground. Midoriya. Aizawa screams. A human? That means... Shigaraki thought. Well, that doesn't matter now. 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏, kill Eraserhead so we can leave. The Digimon pointed one of its blades at Aizawa and attacked. The attack did indeed hit someone. However, it missed the target. Izuku was in front of Aizawa, with 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏's blade stuck in his stomach. Luckily, only the tip managed to enter since he managed to stop the attack with his hands, but that doesn't mean he wasn't seriously injured. I already told you. I won't let you kill Aizawa-sensei. After shouting these words, Izuku's 𝗧𝗫𝐴N begins to shine and creates a kind of force that makes 𝗧𝗪𝗲 move away from Izuku. Izuku takes his 𝗧𝗫𝐴N, and his most serious injuries are healed. In that, he looks at his 𝗧𝗫𝐴N for a second and then smiles and sees the enemy Digimon. Time for round 2. The data wheel reappears on Izuku's left hand. Execute. Izuku's 𝗧𝗫𝐴N makes contact with the data wheel. Spirit evolution. The data began to surround Izuku. Inside the data. And when Izuku and Shinso transform, being surrounded by the data, the time outside of it slows down. That's why it seems that the transformation lasts a couple of seconds when in fact it does take its time. Izuku's clothes were stored inside the 𝗧𝗫𝐴N, in that several screens appeared around Izuku. Each screen shows what appears to be a piece of red armor. Soon each screen joins to form 2 screens, one behind Izuku and one in front, each screen showing the full armor, the front on the front screen and the back on the back screen. In that, both screens begin to approach Izuku. Once they make contact with him, Izuku begins to change. Several seconds later, the transformation is complete. Back in the world, the data disappeared, and instead of Izuku there was 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐴𝐵𝑚𝐲. 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐴𝐵𝐚𝐲 is a humanoid Digimon clad in a black bodysuit and red armor. It draws deeply from its namesake, the fire god Agni, with its control over flames, while also associating with the legendary salamander and the elemental fire that folklore ascribes to it. It is equipped with the flame shoulder pauldrons and bears the fire spirit mark on its mask and belt. At the USJ entrance, Shinso and Tsuyu return to the entrance of the USJ, in that he listens to Uraraka. Look over there. It's Deku-kun, but he looks different. Shinso turns to the direction the girl is pointing, in that he sees Izuku and is surprised by his appearance. That's not Flamon. Midoriya, don't tell me that you managed to unlock the true power of the 𝗧𝗫𝐴N. Back to the fight. Shigaraki, without any surprise, just limits himself to giving orders. Interesting. 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲, defeat him. 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲 quickly attacks Izuku with one of his tentacles, however Izuku easily avoids the attack and approaches his enemy. Crimson Knuckle. Izuku quickly performs a punch, which does a lot of damage to 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲. 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲 quickly recovers and tries to attack again. Unconnect Buster. 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲 fires a bolt against Izuku. Salamander Break. Izuku unleashes a whirlwind kick of flames which manages to destroy the enemy attack, in addition to approaching 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲. Solomon Rider Kick. He performs a flaming jump kick which causes 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲 to fall to the ground. Izuku prepares for his last attack. Burning Salamander. He then unleashes a blazing dragon from the burning wrists, which hits 𝗓𝗡𝗪𝗲 squarely, defeating it completely and causing it to explode in data. Slow applause was heard. Seeing who it was, it turns out that Shigaraki was the one who applauded. Not bad. I expected nothing less from someone like you. You really took me by surprise. What are you talking about? How did you get all these creatures? Haha. You don't have to talk to me like that, Shigaraki said as he took something out of his pocket. After all, we are not so different from each other. What Shigaraki brought out left Izuku in shock. How? Shigaraki has a 𝗧𝗫𝐴N in his hands, only unlike Izuku and Shinso's, his was totally black. You have no idea what is about to happen. A dark data will appear on Shigaraki's left hand. Evolution. Dark data began to surround Shigaraki as he laughed maniacally. When the transformation was complete, Shigaraki was replaced by a Digimon. Duskmon. The Digimon has the form of an adult man, with long blonde hair and wearing armor and a helmet made of an unknown dark material. The helmet has 3 red stones as eyes and 3 horns, while the armor has 7 eyes spread over the shoulders, chest, knees, and feet. Let's see what you're capable of, 𝗓𝗓𝗏. They both charged at each other. The exchange of blows was fast. Both seemed to have a similar force, however Izuku seemed to be losing. Burning Salamander. Izuku tried to attack, however Shigaraki kicked and destroyed the attack. You are strong, but you need experience with this form. That means you just unlocked it. Let me show you true power. Lunar Plasma. Using his swords, Shigaraki slashes a full moon-like arc which damages Izuku quite a bit and absorbs his energy. Izuku crashes to the ground. I'm not done yet. 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝐿 digivolve too. Dark data begins to surround 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝐻. When the data disappeared instead of 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝐻, an eagle-like Digimon appeared in its place. With one of his legs, he grabs Izuku and takes him flying through the entire USJ. What the hell? Are there more Digivolutions? Izuku thought. Shigaraki crashes Izuku against the wall, however, he still doesn't let go and proceeds to drag him through the walls of the USJ. A few seconds later, he drops it in the same place where they were originally fighting. 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝐿 digivolve too. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐻. Shigaraki said as he returned to his 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝐻 form and landed in front of an Izuku on the ground in his human form. This is true power. Shigaraki said before returning to his human form. 𝗬𝐩𝐢𝐳, it's time to go. What? Aren't you here to kill All Might? Izuku asked. Haha. Do not make me laugh. If I wanted, All Might would already be dead. But I don't want that, at least not now. I need him alive for my plans. At least, as long as he doesn't pass the torch on to someone else. Torch? What are you talking about? It does not matter. Try not to interfere with my plans and I may let you live when this world is ours. After these words, Shigaraki leaves in a portal of mist. When Shigaraki leaves, the rest of the creatures, which are Digimon, disappear into data portals. Midoriya, Sensei, Shinso, Todoroki, Uraraka, and other students arrived at the scene. Shinso helped Izuku up while the others helped Aizawa. Once everyone reached the entrance, Ida had returned with the reinforcements. The bad thing is that everything was already over. So, the reinforcements were limited to capturing the remaining villains. Shinso was talking to Izuku alone. The green-haired boy told him what had happened. Are you sure? Yes. That Shigaraki guy has a D-scan. What do you think we should do? We have to talk to Nizu, he could help us, but I think there is another problem. Aizawa was there when it all happened. Maybe he's starting to get suspicious. More reason to talk to Nizu as soon as possible. Agree. And this is how the USJ incident ended. Unknown place. Shigaraki emerged from the portal. Then a voice was heard from a screen. So, how did it went? You were right, Sensei. Those such legendary warriors chose successors. I see. How many of them did you see? Only one. But he was barely able to use the full power of a Gunamon. I see. Do you want me to kill him? That won't be necessary. Let him enjoy his life. When our plan is fulfilled, no one will be able to defeat us. This world will be ours to rule. At this, Shigaraki smiled darkly. The sports festival. After the so-called USJ incident, the UA gave the students some free days so they can relax after that horrible experience. The free days had passed and now the class 1 was chatting about what happened. Hey, have you seen the news? Asked Zero to Kirishima. Yes, the news made a lot of noise about it, replied Kirishima. Can you blame them? The UA was attacked. Kaminari joined the conversation. At least everything ended well, said Zero. Yeah. By the way, have you seen Aizawa-sensei? Kirishima asked. No, so he was discharged to teach, but he hasn't arrived yet. Kaminari answered. Midoriya and Shinso have not arrived either. Zero said. I wonder where they are? Principal's office. Izuku and Shinso entered at the office. Do you want to see us? Shinso said. To the surprise of both boys, Nizu was not alone. Aizawa was also in the office, looking at them suspiciously. That's right, Aizawa has some questions to ask you. I think I know what he means. Izuku whispered to Shinso. During the USJ incident, the one who seems to be the one who directed all that, Tamura Shigaraki if I remember correctly, used a device similar to yours. What surprised me the most is that he did exactly the same as you. He transformed into a creature, although more human. If it's too much of a coincidence that you two have a very similar quirk, that a villain also has something like that, that's very suspicious. I want to know exactly, what is that power that you have? During the fight I tried to use my quirk against the villain, but it was useless. Well, you see, Izuku tried to explain something, but he couldn't think of anything. Don't worry, Midoriya-kun. It would be best to tell Aizawa the truth. Nizu said. What are you talking about? Do you know anything about this? Aizawa asked. Calm down, Aizawa-kun. Everything has an explanation, said Bakuman said as he took off his Nizu disguise. What? What happened? As I said, everything has an explanation. If you promise to wait until we finish, it will be easier to understand everything. Very well. I'm hearing. One explanation later. Let me see if I understand. Nizu, you are actually a creature called Digimon. These Digimon are creatures made of data, but they are still alive. You two were chosen by some ancient and legendary Digimon to carry their power and become heroes. In the USJ, those creatures that exploded in data were Digimon that in some way that Tomura Shigaraki was commanding, and lastly, that Shigaraki also has a D-scan. Is that its name? But you don't know how he got one. Yeah, basically that's it, said Shinso. This is a headache. You two really are problem childs. As you can understand, Aizawa-kun, this information is quite sensitive. That's why we ask you to please keep it a secret. Aizawa was silent for several seconds. Very well. This is more rational than telling others. We don't want to cause panic to break out. Thank you, Aizawa-kun. I knew that you would understand reasons. We shouldn't tell this to the rest of the staff either, at least not right now. Bakuman said, returning to his Nizu disguise. I understand. But what about that guy Shigaraki? We really don't know much, other than he has a D-scan, Nizu said. I think if I have something to add, Izuku said. As you know, when we transform, Izuku activates the data wheel in his hand. This data wheel appears in our hands. However, Shigaraki's is different, darker, for lack of a better word. As if something was corrupting it, the data wheel disappeared. I see. Somehow Shigaraki got the D-scan from the darkness, and because of the evil within his heart, the D-scan became corrupted. That is my theory, Nizu said. Looks like we have a new mission. We must find a way to get the D-scan back from Shigaraki. Don't worry, Midoriya, and I will do whatever it takes to retrieve the D-scan of darkness, Shinso said. I will help too, Aizawa said. This may not have anything to do with me, but since I'm involved in this secret, I'll help in any way I can. Thanks. Now the best thing would be for you to return to your classroom. Your students must be worried. Aizawa nodded. Let's go, problem children. Aizawa, Izuku, and Shinso leave the office to go to the classroom. 1A classroom. Seriously, where is Aizawa-sensei? Uraraka said. This is definitely an unprofessional attitude, Ida said. Shinso and Midoriya haven't arrived either, Todoroki said. Everyone wonders similar things, in that the door opens and the three missing people entered the classroom. They arrived. Everyone yelled in unison. Why this delay, sensei? Ida asked. The director needed to talk about some things. Because of this and for this occasion, I will not call your attention for not being seated in your places, Aizawa said while everyone seated. Now into a new subject. The fight isn't over yet. Fight? Don't tell me. More villains. The UA Sports Festival is approaching, Aizawa said, calming everyone. The sports festival? Wait. Villains just invaded us. Is it wise to organize a festival? Asked a student. On the contrary, by holding the sports festival, we will be demonstrating the confidence we have in our security system. We will also have a security 5 times higher than in other years, Aizawa started saying. Also, the sports festival is a great opportunity for everyone. True. There will be several professionals observing the event. Possibly to see potential young recruits, said Momo. That's right. If a professional sees you at the event, you will have a promising future. You have this opportunity once a year. 3 years in total. If you aspire to be heroes, this is an event you cannot fail at. During midday break. Man, I'm so pumped right now. If we can stand out and attract the attention of a professional, it will be a step towards success, said Kirishima while some of his classmates were sharing his enthusiasm. Incredible. Everyone is very excited, said Izuku to herself. Aren't you as well? Asked Ida. We signed up here to become heroes, right? Of course, it is natural to get excited about this. You have a strange way to show your enthusiasm, Ida, said Todoroki. Deku-kun, Shinso-kun, Ida-kun, Todoroki-kun, interrupted Uraraka. We will do our best at this festival. Do you understand? Wow, it looks like Uraraka just awakened her spirit. Now that I think about it, I never asked her reasons for becoming a hero, thought Izuku. Money. Why yes. I'm sorry. My motivation seems impure compared to yours. Your motivation is just as valid as ours, said Todoroki. Yes, everyone has their own motivations, said Shinso. Exactly. It is also valid if your goal is to achieve a better quality of life, said Ida. You see, my family owns a construction, but right now there is no job, so we are kind of poor. That's why I will become a hero, so that my parents have a better life. Uraraka-san, that is so noble from your part, Ida said while clapping at her. Everyone else was saying similar things to her. After this, the group headed to the cafeteria. After school. Want a classroom? What's going on? Uraraka said. She wanted to get out the classroom, but a horde of people was blocking the exit from the classroom. We can't exit the classroom. They are here to scout in the competence, said Bakugo in an unusual calm tone. They are searching for the class which survived to the villain invasion. That's the neutral Kaken, you don't see him so often, said Izuku. Bakugo then directed to the horde. Get out of the way, extras. Hey, I am from the class 1B, said a gray-haired guy. I heard you fought villains. I hope you don't feel arrogant. Wow, a declaration of war. I would have done the same thing, Shinso thought. Don't embarrass us. After this declaration, Bakugo started making his way out of the classroom. Wait a minute. These people hate us because of you, screamed Kirishima at him. Make no mistake. When you are at the top, that is inevitable. The most important thing is to stay there, said Bakugo before leaving. After this event, everyone started leaving as well, and the 2 weeks of training started. Izuku focused on improving his control with the Guineman. Shinso, for his part, was training to catch up with Izuku, preparing something specifically for him in case they clash. 2 weeks later. Anteroom 1A. Everyone is ready? We leave in a few minutes, said Izuku to the rest of his classmates. Midoriya, Shoto called his friend. Yes. We may be friends, but that doesn't mean I'll let you win, Todoroki said with a challenging but friendly look. I wouldn't ask for anything else. I think Todoroki is not the only one with those intentions. Shinso approached. I don't plan on losing to you either, Izuku said. Okay, that's enough. It is time to enter the stadium, said Ida, interrupting. The UA Sports Festival has just started. Said Present Mike from the commentator booth. Entering first. The boys who faced the invasion of the villains with steel temper. From the hero department. I present to you Class 1A. Said while the class was exiting to the arena. There's a lot of people, said Izuku. Will we be able to keep up with so many people watching us? Ida asked to himself. I guess that's part of being heroes, Shinso said. Next, we have Class 1B also from the hero department. Groups C, D, and E of the Department of General Studies. Groups F, G, and H of the Support and Administrative Department. Said Present Mike while the rest of the students entered the arena. As a judge, we have the rated plus 18 heroine Midnight. Hi everyone. Now we will have the student give the athlete speech. Katsuki Bakugo, Midnight said. Bakugo? Maybe it's because he got first place on the entrance exam, said Zero. Bakugo stepped in front of the microphone with a completely serious face. I promise to be the one who comes out on top. This earned several boos from people and other students, as they thought the boy was being arrogant. He's not being arrogant. The Kaken I know would have said that with a laugh. Still, he got all of us involved in this, Izuku thought. Okay, let's go directly to the first test, which will be an obstacle race, she said while a gate was opening. A race among the 11 classes. The route to follow is the perimeter of the stadium. 4 kilometers in total. Only the first 42 places will advance to the next round. Everyone got ready to run. Start! Screamed Midnight. Everyone started running, only to get stuck in the gates. Suddenly, a blast of ice froze everyone's feet. It was Todoroki who took the lead. That might work with the rest of the classes. But in that, the boy turns and observes that all his classmates avoid the ice. I knew it. Suddenly, 3 0 points appeared in front of everyone. So, this is what they faced in the entrance exam, said Todoroki while creating some ice. I wish they had made something more difficult. Since my damn old man is watching. After this, he completely froze the 3 robots. After Todoroki passed from the bottom, the robots collapsed, preventing the passage of others. Asterisk with a single attack, Todoroki, Class 1A, breaks through and blocks the way for the others. Incredible! Asterisk, said 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐵. From the fallen robots, a body emerged from them. It was Kirishima. That Todoroki. If it hadn't been me, that person would have died. 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐳𝐸 Kirishima. Quirk, hardening. 𝐒𝐩𝐢's quirk gives him the power to harden and sharpen any or all parts of his body, causing his flesh to become jagged and rock-like. Then another person emerged from the robots. That guy. If it hadn't been me, other person would have died. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏. Quirk steel. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏's quirk allows him to turn his skin into steel. This power grants 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 both augmented defensive abilities to withstand attacks, as well as the augmented strength of his unarmed physical attacks. Suddenly an explosion was heard. It was 𝗵𝗃𝗲 who used his explosions to pass above the robots. He was followed by 𝗧𝗏, 𝗃𝗏𝗵𝗲, 𝗫𝐶 transformed in 𝗧𝗵𝗲, and Izuku, transformed in 𝗵𝗲𝗻. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 𝗧𝗏. Quirk tape. 𝗵𝗃𝗲's quirk is that he has tape dispenser-like organs in his elbows, from which he can shoot long cellophane tape-like strips. He can also retract them. They appear to be somewhat sturdier than regular tape. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 𝗃𝗏𝗵𝗲. Quirk, dark shadow. 𝗵𝗃𝗲's quirk allows him to manifest a sentient shadow monster from his body that he can materialize and contract freely. Asterisk, if you cannot go below, go above. Asterisk, said 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐵. Then an even bigger explosion destroyed the rest of the robots. It was Momo with a cannon she created. Thanks to her, everyone was able to pass the robots but quickly find themselves in the second obstacle. It was a cliff with various ropes connecting various pillars of earth. Asterisk, if you fall, you are disqualified. Asterisk. Todoroki was already near the end of this obstacle. 𝗬𝗎 used her quirk to move in the ropes. Iida did the same but trying to maintain the equilibrium. Bakugo used his explosions to cross the cliff by flying. Izuku and 𝗫𝐶 used their enhanced abilities to jump from column to column. The rest managed as best they could. Todoroki was already in the way to the last obstacle when he stopped. Asterisk, ladies and gentlemen. The third obstacle, a minefield like in the Rambo movies. But don't worry, the power of the mines is low enough to only stun. Asterisk. It's an obstacle for the one that is in first place, said Todoroki to himself. Not for me, screamed Bakugo while passing Todoroki. He was using his explosions to fly above the minefield. You chose the wrong people to declare a war. Todoroki reached Bakugo and started fighting him for the first place, but suddenly a big explosion was heard from the beginning of the third obstacle, and Izuku could be seen flying on the sky passing both boys. Suddenly someone fell on top of Bakugo's shoulders. It was 𝗫𝐶. Thanks for the boost. 𝗫𝐶 used Bakugo's body to propel himself away. Damn bastards. Who said you could go ahead of me? Charged Bakugo. Todoroki froze the field and started running towards them. This will open the way for those behind. But this is not the time to worry about that. When the trio managed to reach 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏, he flame toss activated a mine which exploded and managed to give him the necessary boost to overtake the trio and at the same time momentarily stun Bakugo, 𝗫𝐶, and Todoroki. He then landed at the end of the minefield and started running the fastest he could with 𝗫𝐶, Todoroki, and Bakugo in his back. Asterisk, now with you the winner of the first test is Izuku Midoriya, said 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐵 when Izuku entered the arena. When Izuku entered, the entire state erupted into applause and shouts of excitement. At Izuku's house, Inko was crying with happiness. While Shigaraki, he just limited himself to observing the event while smiling evilly. One after another, they began to reach the goal. Deku-kun, you managed to get first. You are awesome. Congratulated Jiraraka. Thanks, he said to her. This is just the first test. The next one you won't be so lucky. Shinso joined the conversation. Maybe you'll win next one, but I'll be the winner at the end. Todoroki joined. We're done. Here are the results, said Midnight while on the screen appeared all the 42 places. And I will only put the places that matter to us. 1. Izuku Midoriya. 2. Hitoshi Shinso. 3. Shoto Todoroki. 4. Katsuki Bakugo. 6. Tenya Ida. 16. Ochako Uraraka. What a pity for those who did not pass, but we must continue, said Midnight. Now, the second event will be a cavalry battle, she said while a picture of All Might being carried by 13, Present Mic and Eraserhead was shown. Teams can be 2 to 4 people. You can freely choose your team. The rules are the same as a normal cavalry battle, only with a difference. The value of your team's points will be based on the result of the obstacle race, she said as everyone's score was displayed on the screen. The last place is worth 5 points, the penultimate is worth 10 points, and so on. Except for first place, which is worth a total of 10 million. When Izuku heard that, he could feel everyone glaring at him. You have 15 minutes to form your teams. The points will be the total of the sum of the team members. The rider must wear the band that will indicate the points of each team. In addition, the captured bands should be placed on the neck. Very well. Start building your teams. Midnight ended. Bakugo, let's make a team. A lot of people started asking Bakugo to join his team. I don't know, your quirks get lost, he said. Bakugo, let's team up, said Kirishima. You want to be the rider, right? In that case, you will need someone to withstand your explosive impacts. That will be me. Together we will be invincible, and we will take the 10 million, he said, earning a smirk from Bakugo. Just as I supposed, everyone is avoiding me, Izuku thought. Midoriya. Izuku turns to see who called him and meets Shoji. Can I team up with you? Shoji-kun, are you sure? You're strong and smart. I'm sure you'll manage to get through to the next round. Thank you. Now we need more people to join us. In that case, let me be part of your team, Jiro. See you approached the boys. Ajui-san, do you want to team up with us? I already told you to call me Tsuchan, and yes, I want to team up with you. Perfect. We just need one more person. You. The first place. Let's team up. Suddenly a pink-haired girl reached Izumi. What? Who are you? I'm Mei Hatsum. I want to team up with you to show all my babies to the world. Babies? You mean your inventions? All my inventions are my babies. Wow, what is this? Mei said as she took Izuku's D-scan without him being able to help it. Wow. I had never seen anything like this. Hey, I need that. This is a very interesting baby. What is this? Izuku took his D-scan from Mei's hands. It's called D-scan and it helps me with my quirk. My quirk allows me to transform into different creatures, however I can't decide what to transform into. This device helps me decide what to transform into. Izuku explained. It's not exactly the truth, but it's not a lie either. Interesting, so can I join your team? Sure. Anyway, we need a team member. In that, Izuku stops to observe his team. Shoji could be. So you could help us in. Hatsum's inventions would be useful for. After some thought, Izuku comes up with a good plan. Guys, I know what to do. Uraraka was looking for Izuku. She wanted to team up with him. In that, he manages to spot Izuku and quickly approaches him. In that, she notices that Izuku is talking to Shoji, Tsuyu, and another girl that she doesn't recognize. Looks like his team is complete. Are you looking for a team? The girl turned to see who was talking to her. It was Shinso, who was being accompanied by Tokoyami and a boy with silver hair. We still need a member. The girl smiles at this. The 15 minutes are up, so let's get started, said Midnight. Asterisk, wake up Eraserhead. The teams are complete. Asterisk, said Present Mike while waking up Izuku. Interesting teams. Izuku simply said. In the arena, all the teams were prepared to start. Here it comes, said Izuku. Are you ready? Yes, Shoji, the frontal horse. He, left Hatsum, left horse. Yes, Jero, said Tsuyu, right horse. I'm counting on you. Izuku ended. Then he saw the rest of the team, especially 3 of them. Bakugo's team was formed by Kirishima, Mina, and Zero. Bakugo was the rider, Kirishima was the frontal horse, and Mina and Zero were at the sides. They had a total of 665 points. Todoroki's team was formed by Ida, Momo, and Denki. Todoroki was the rider, Ida was the frontal horse, and Momo and Denki were at the sides. They had a total of 610 points. Finally, Shinso's team was formed by Tokoimi, Uraraka, and Tetsu. He was the rider, Tetsu was the frontal horse, and Uraraka and Tokoimi were at the sides. They had a total of 620 points. Asterisk, here we go. Let the countdown begin. Asterisk. 3. Our objective, said Bakugo. 2. Is only 1, said Todoroki. 1. Be ready, said Shinso. Start.